Just yesterday, I was telling a friend of mine about one of my biggest weakness, which is giving up on things easily. My biggest weakness as an adult is giving up on things easily. The ability to bounce back after setback and failures is a must-have skill for every adult. If you are in your early 20s or you are in your late 20s, you have to develop resilience. You have to know how to bounce back. You have to know how to push back when faced with failures, when faced with challenges, when faced with difficulties. Throughout my 20s, I struggle with being resilient. I am the type of person where if I try something once, I hardly try for the second time. And if I tried for the second time, I give up. Like, I don't go beyond the second time. In my early 20s, I struggle with bouncing back when faced with challenges. When things don't go according to plan, I end up becoming depressed. I end up becoming sad, and it will actually take me very long to bounce back, if at all I did. As an adult, I realized that most of the times things don't go according to plan. So what do you do when you plan to do things and those things failed, or those things end up crashing, or those things just did not go according to plan? Would you just cry? Would you not try again? If you are in your early 20s, you have all the time to keep trying, but as you approach your 30s, you realize that you don't have the luxury of time to be failing and just sitting down and not trying and not focusing and not strategizing on how to bounce back and pick yourself up. What I learned very late is that nobody will pick you up. You have to pick yourself up. You have to pick yourself up. You owe yourself that responsibility. If you're thinking that someone will see you falling and will pick you up, you are wrong, because everybody is struggling, everybody is dealing with their own situations. And I remember just yesterday a friend of mine was giving me advice, and what his words encouraged me to, like, yeah, I cannot give up now. So I am still struggling. I'm still working on myself, on being resilient, but it is something that I'm really struggling with. I'm someone who is, well, I say I'm very weak. I get depressed easily over things, and I'll just sit down, cry, and for days. Maybe something that will just take me just a couple of days to start again, and keep trying. Maybe I'll take months still depressed over the failure of what has already passed before I now get myself together and come back and start again. I do start again most of the times, but it usually take me time to really bounce back. But I'm really working on this skill right now. The reality of being an adult is that things will not always go according to plan. So you have to embrace failures, you have to embrace setbacks, you have to embrace sudden changes. Maybe it's a policy, maybe it's a natural disaster. I remember so many people utilizes 2020 when COVID hit, and it gets them to a breakthrough, while other people were depressed and were not able to do anything. So the people that utilize the 2020 were able to scale, and the people that are just seeing it as a negative, they were not able to really do anything. They just hold that, oh, it's COVID, and they did not really do anything tangible during that time. So things will happen. Things will not always go according to your plan. You might invest in something, and then that thing will crash, or something will happen and you end up losing everything you invest in. And sometimes it's even your relationship. You are putting your effort, you're putting all your effort into that relationship, relationship, and that relationship will end up not working. And sometimes it's even family. You're trying to keep your family intact. You're trying to make sure that everyone is taking along, but some of the family members are not giving their best. They are doing things that will not make the family to work. So being an adult, it's filled with uncertainties, too many uncertainties, and you just have to embrace whatever uncertainty that you are faced with. You have to just bounce back whenever you're faced with challenges. It's okay to cry if it is something that is very depressing, if it is something that is very sad, but don't wallow in sadness for a long time. Just bounce back and say to yourself that yes, I can do this. It's just a failure. I am closer to getting it right. That is just what I'm learning right now. That is what I am applying in my life right now, especially as I'm approaching my 30s. This is what really I am working on right now, because I know that I need the skill right now. I really want to be confident in myself. I really want to be confident in my values, in my dreams. I want to be confident in them. I think that is what will make me to keep pushing, even though I'm faced with serious challenges, even though I'm faced with difficulties. Resilience is a journey. Resilience is part of life. You cannot know it all, you cannot have it all. Sometimes you become human, and even though you are tough, you're thinking that yes, I can handle things. You face with situations and you are just human. You have to just surrender and say that yeah, I have to take a break before I come back. So in situations like that, being human is normal, but try and always be resilient. Try and develop the habit of being resilient, because things will not always go according to plan. Sometimes I used to say to myself, maybe I'm just lazy, maybe I'm just weak. That is why I find myself being depressed whenever I am faced with challenges. But the truth is, even if you are lazy, even if you are weak, you just have to get your act together. You just have to bounce back whenever you're faced with difficulty. Life in itself is not really being operated based on a manual. You can't just click buttons and say that things will happen according to your plan and they will just magically happen. Sometimes the plan will not work. Sometimes the things we are expecting will not happen. Sometimes the thing that we think we get together is going to break and it's going to shatter, and we will be left with nothing. And we just have to keep living. We just have to pick ourselves up, because nobody is going to pick us up, and just keep going, because it's a journey. It's a journey. You don't stop until you stop breathing. You don't stop until you stop breathing. So this is what I'm learning right now. This is what I'm working on right now. I hope I will not see myself as being weak again or being lazy again. And I hope this video speaks to someone. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye.